We're live. What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Monday. Welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott, and this is a cheeky little live. I just want to highlight recently. Well done to DAI for getting the news out there to his followers about the true nature, agenda, the plan, if you will, of XRP. So I just wanted to come on here today for one, big up to me, my best mate and the man, Curtis Barlow, for being the first person online, anywhere, to truly dive down this hole. Few people were sniffing around it, but no one actually quite took the plunge until Kurt did. Where it led Kurt was absolutely unbelievable. At first, I was shunning Ripple. Wasn't shunning XRP. I got that a 4-second settlement across borders is big news. I got that when I looked into it. London, England. Hello, Steve. Evening, Wiley Coyote. I called you Willie then. Good evening, Giuseppe, Edward. Nice to see you here, guys. Nice to see you here. So yeah, at the moment, I'm just saying props to Kurt. Well done for him digging down the rabbit hole that led to these videos. I've just put them in a playlist called Internet of Value, the Agenda, which is where this video will be going with a couple of other videos throughout the next few weeks. I want to promise you that I can do it every day after work this week, but I can't make promises like that. I'm not in a position to commit like that with work commitments. Any day it could run too much, could end up with Sebastian here, the nephew, and just not really have the time. So, although I'll get it to you as soon as possible, I can't promise every day of the week, but I've put these in the playlists for later on in the next few days for you to run back through them. You've got to get ready for the one world currency, the one at the top, the master plan, the epic first documentary Kurt made, truly diving in. You have the economic machine, which truly showcases the document that Digital Asset Investor was going on about the other night and at the weekend. We've got a globalization, a level playing field. The music is a bit satire for some, but we was trying to showcase on one hand where it's really good for Africans and everyone who's going to get financial services. On the other hand, you have actually got globalization and New World Order taking hold. Hyperledger members, ILP, Hyperledger Quill, and Internet of Value all entwined within Ethereum too. The W3C, it's going to be the most interoperable platform in history when it's finished. Another great little video to check out. And W3C, the future of payments, personal ledgers, another thing I've been really eager to talk about and to see how it moves forward. Let's see who is in. Yeah, Edward, mate. Big props to Kurt. He pulled me in on it. I've got to admit, it would have took me a lot longer if it weren't for him. Not saying I wouldn't have got there in the end, but I mean, to find some of this reserve currency stuff that he got onto, it was quite unbelievable, and it was happening over a decade ago. 15-year agenda, at least, and that's without looking at the David Schwartz white papers from the 90s and 80s, all the NSA stuff regarding cryptography going digital. Yeah, the birth of Bitcoin Gold leading up to the Bitcoin white paper through Satoshi to throw it in front. They trying to leave that little bit alone without going too deep. The fact of the matter is we had a financial crisis 15 years ago, and it made the whole world call for a new reserve currency. The UN called for a new reserve currency to end the dollar privilege. All right. Where's the date? I need the date. There's the date, October the 6th, 2009. UN wants a new global currency to end supremacy, which has allowed US privilege of building huge deficits. Again, we don't really want to go too much into trade deficit, too much into the liquidity crisis. Don't want to dive too much into what happened at the time of us realizing we needed a new system. It needed to be done before the next financial crisis, which they're still propping up. Yeah, it wasn't just the UN. China calls for new reserve currency. March 2009. The EU rejects Chinese proposal for a new reserve currency. 2009. It was boiling. 2009, the global summit. Now, I said at the weekend, This was only the second ever global summit of the G20 meeting. The 2009 London Summit was the second meeting of the G20 heads, the first being in Washington the year before. It was boiling. It was boiling. They wasn't sure what to do. The UN, you had a United Nations, Trade and Development Report from 2009. Now, that is one of the documents in the description, as is this page to the London Summit. If you go to this, I ain't going through this now, guys. It's 218 pages. You're crazy. But if you want to look at the trade deficit, as I said at the beginning, we're not going to go too much into the trade deficit or anything like that. But if you want to, it's all here from, you've got, there's too much to go over in one video. I've got to have my tea at 7 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? We just want a broad picture of what that playlist's about, what the agenda's about. So we had a liquidity problem. We had a recession. We had a financial crisis. You've got the Bank of England. This comes to 2012 now. The Bank of England's real-time growth settlement infrastructure, it goes on and goes in to how it's going to go digital. Our RTGS is epic in the UK. I don't know how well it works, how other countries handle RTGS systems, but in Britain, it's generally epic. We've got the faster payments. So again, if you want to know what was happening back then from 2009 to 2012 to speed up our payments, to digitize it, to make e-money move faster within the UK. If you watch his Future of Money speeches, you'll also see him say, oh, we've got the new RTGS systems now and we're opening it up to the private sector, Ripple and others. We're opening it up to the private sector. They're building the bridges. And God knows what else he says. Everything from the RTGS to chaps to anything you want to know can be found from corresponding documents like this. Again, in the description. By 2013, there was a call to action, basically. There was no real, true solution, safety net for the next recession and crisis, if you will. It's not going to be the one and only asset moving forward. We've said this before, and the globalization level playing field hints at that massively. You can't have a level playing field without a healthy choice, but at the end of the day, a new monetary policy was needed. A new monetary settlement system was needed. An internet of value was created. It began with a call for information about digital currencies. And again, don't get me wrong, loads of companies answered this call for information. It wasn't just Ripple. But show me another one of them companies that's now got where Ripple have got. Show me, and we'll start considering them as well. And I'm not joking. Talking about direct boards of directors and employees moving on to the IFM. Mate. There's too many to talk about, so what's it to the documents? Ripple Labs. It came for a call for action. Dear Sir, Madam, I want to point out that this is Her Majesty's Treasurer. Her Majesty's Treasurer. It's going to the Treasurer, right? Right to the top of the of our monetary system, basically. Ripple Labs submits the following comments in response to your call for information on digital currencies. Ripple Labs is the parent company that created and supports the Ripple Protocol, an open source distributed payment protocol for accounting for financial balances held within and moved between ledgers. The Ripple Protocol enables payment of any fiat or virtual currency, including a math-based virtual currency developed by Ripple Labs XRP. The Ripple Protocol, now Interledger Protocol, was gifted to the W3C, those who took control of IP, Internet Protocol. Yes, Bones! What's happening, bruh? Nice to see you here, mate. Nice to see you here. Greetings from Tasmania. Hello. Great to have you in the stream. Great to have you in the stream. Yeah, so basically, Ripple Protocol enables payment in any fiat currency, even XRP. Ripple Labs appreciates Her Majesty's Treasury's collaborative approach to exploring digital currencies and look forward to future discussions as it is an important topic evolves within and beyond the UK. Ripple Labs would welcome further engagement with UK regulators to improve transaction banking in a compliant way. Ripple Labs is engaging with financial institutions around the world, including the UK, to implement an open, free, a universally accepted global protocol for funds settlement. Being a transformative technology, especially for cross-border transactions, we believe this can enable UK institutions, small and large businesses and individuals to prosper in global markets. In the short term, the government can support constructive innovation in this area by clarifying how existing rules and frameworks apply to virtual currency business. In the long term, the government should consider devising a tiered, risk-based regulatory scheme. Regulation around using distributed ledger and new free payment rails is unclear and is a barrier to innovation. Banks see value in Ripple but are hesitant to move forward without clarity from regulators to test the new technology in a pilot phase. Digital currency is enabling component of Ripple protocol, blah 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 blah. 2014, it became Interledger Protocol. It was open source and gifted to the W3C. It was a done deal with XRP as the standard. You've got to compete with XRP or ILP is not picking it up. It's not doing it. We've said this before. I'm going to actually jump because I wasn't going to do any Interledger documents until one of the later videos. But let me have a little jump here. Get them away. W3C payments. Ripple Labs, W3C web payments, position paper. The world's payment systems were built before the internet was invented, so they're inherently not built for the web. Rather, they were built country by country and weren't designed with interoperability in mind. It's all about interoperability. We've said it before. We've said it many, many times. Interledger Protocol with who else but the W3C? Let's go down here. Ooh. Look, we went through this at DLT Con. We've shown it in the globalization documentary. I've been through it many, many times. It doesn't matter how many blockchains you build, how many ledgers you build, how many payment networks you build. You will need a protocol between them, and it's already been chosen as the Interledger Protocol. It's ILP, an open protocol. It's with the community group, the W3C, 300 plus contributors. So there's your internet stack. You don't need to understand this. You just need to know it was chosen by the establishment to be the way the internet works. The way data flows through the internet, from HTTP to SMTP to the others there, to TCP and UDP to IP to Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet. Now you might recognize the top one, HTTP, one of the languages. You might have recognized IP address. You'll definitely recognize Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet. You don't need to understand how that works. You just know it sends data anywhere you want to send it when that IP and it's receiving all that network on the other side. As long as you've got the interoperability of that IP network, you can send and transport data to any application. It goes upwards. It's a stack. The Interledger stack. This is what they talk about, the developers. So the Interledger architecture is almost no different, except it's obviously just slightly different. So instead of packets of data, as David Schwartz says all the time, instead of packets of data, we're going to turn packets of information as we're going to turn packets of value as information and data, and it works in a similar way. You've got ILP as the internetwork. You've got ledgers of blockchains, banks, mobile money, digital wallets at the bottom. It's going to be transported through certain avenues and corridors to each application. And there we've got HTTP, ILP. You don't need to understand that to get the full thing. You understand that this has been built the same way the internet has. They made the decision years ago for it to go this way. And I've said it before, it's like going to Google and everyone in 2002 and saying, look, I know you've been building on top of this www thing with IP and all that, but I've made this other thing here that works just as well as yours. Can we use mine instead, please? It's like, mate, just run your data through ours. It's already open source. It's already in the W3C community group. It's already working. Just run it through ours. Why we want to give up what we've done over the last 10 years from 1992 up to 2002? Why would we? What you on about? And go into these now, expecting them to just go back on ILP, expecting the Internet of Value to fail and all that. And it's people not willing to open the mind and see the bigger picture. They needed a cross-currency solution. Ripple didn't just provide a cross-currency solution. They provided a protocol that can move anything of value around the world pretty much like that. Let's have it right. Some it might be in the end, another 10, 20 years. But if it's took this long to get Ripple in 2023, the migration finishes. Right? How long is it going to take for something to knock it off the top spot? It's going to take decades, if not centuries again. They will not just replace Ripple. They'll compete with it at first when someone else figures out how to make a currency and a digital asset that moves as fast, that's as reliable, that's as scalable, that's as trustworthy. Do you know what I mean? When someone else finally figures that out, and you're competing. And even you do 2 or 3 seconds, well done, mate. But Ripple's proved 4 seconds for 10 years now. So how long's yours been pinging? And then you got to show the proof in the pudding. No one's just going to come out and go, oh, my asset's 1 second transaction. All right, prove it for 10 years, mate, like these did. It is crazy. Right, let's see if we miss because I don't want to ping to the comments too much. I want to get through this. Bones ILP is a game changer. People talk about TGI, what's good, bro? People talk about the 4th industrial revolution. Nothing like it. Nothing like it, in my opinion. This is the first full-on digital revolution. Put it on the new Twitter today. Turn my personal page into the new Love for Crypto Twitter, by the way. So go and give us a follow if you haven't already. Appreciate it. It is the start of the very first digital revolution. People will look back on this as ILP, the Internet of Value, merging with the Internet of Data, and through 5G merging with the Internet of Things, with everyone getting digital identities, the removal of your wallet. I nearly lost my wallet again in work today, an hour after we was talking about chips in our hands. I know not a lot of people want a chip in their hand. I ain't ready for it just yet. But we're talking about it. When's it going to come in? When will the next generation kind of demand it? Blah, blah, blah. Next thing, nearly lose my wallet. I'm like, well, I don't have to worry about that with chip, would I? Do you know what I mean? Evening Digital Asset Daily. Nice to see you in. Nice to see everyone in. I really appreciate you coming in for the stream. So basically, where are we up to? We're up to W3C taking over this, getting involved, 2014. Not even that far off 10 years ago. It's a 15-year plan. It's a 15-year call to action and an agenda from the 2008 financial crisis. If you want the financial crisis in more depth than I can ever give it in an half an hour to hour stream, go and watch The Big Short. Go and watch The Big Short, and then start looking at the Triffin's dilemma, and then look at all this like calls for new. Go and Google calls for new reserve currency and read it all up, and get on that trade and development report if you want the responding to the global crisis, climate change mitigation and development. Massive document, massive. It's 218 pages, man. You crazy. He's got about 20 pages just to tell you all the abbreviations, mate. It's madness. Madness. Not seen so many words since I was in school. But yeah, no, on a serious note, there's a hell of a lot of valuable information in there for the people who actually care about it. I'm laughing it off here now, but... Whoa. I'm laughing it off here, but we, yeah, if you want that information about the crisis and the reform and responding to it, then It is there. It's in the description. The way people don't realise this is a big game changer. Yes, notorious. People are too fixated on cross currency. Now, straight away, the connector is connecting Bitcoin and US dollars. And then there's showing your multi-hop. Packets can be sent across any number of hops. And again, if you're the developer and that, you're going to understand this a lot more than people who don't. But let's spend a little time. A summary of the contents of the internet header. So you've got the version, the IHL, the type of service, the total length, the identification, the flags, the fragments, time to live, the protocol, the header, blah, 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 blah. That's the IP packet internet protocol. The Interledger Protocol packet seems a lot more simple than that. Just go like, yo, Interledger, prepare the sequence. There's got a local amount, charges at each hop, amount, whatever, expiry date, insert time sat, the ILP address it's going to, and bish bash bosh, money's gone. To the account it's supposed to, not like South Park, and he's gone. And he's gone. I can't wait to get Vietzvind on a Weeks of Wind. I can't wait to get him on for what I'm doing a podcast with him very soon when Zum releases, when he's got it out the ballpark, he's finally got it out there, to just come on, have a little talk, explain in a little bit more depth, because the guy's a bit of a G, if we're going to be perfectly honest. He's a DLT angel, if not God. What he's done with the Tipbot, XRP payments app, XRPL Labs, plans for the future, banking app with Zum. That means minimal fees. That a change of game for Wirex, and it will be the true start of the Internet of Value truly kicking in when that comes out. It really, really will. Like I say, I can't wait to have a chat with him about how we're gonna get to the next phase post 2023, post cross currency, actually cross network, cross items. Can I put some value on my Rubik's Cube? Yeah, and then swap that for value over ILP. Stick a little QR code on it, put it on a smart contract. How's it all going to work? Seen a tweet about it the other day, actually, and I can't remember who tweeted it. One man shouting them out, but they were saying a similar thing. We all know it's going to flip anything of value, but how's it actually going to work? And again, just to stay on, that it's an actual agenda. Documents in the description, all used, showing you the Internet of Value, the agenda playlist I've just made with Kurt's videos and the globalization documents you can go and take a look at. But it really, really is an agenda when you start looking into all the documents of the Bank of England and Ripple Proof of Concept, the Bank of England CBDCs 2018, 2 years ago, Canada Central Bank about DLT, years ago, South Africa Central Bank DLT, years ago, UN, decade ago. Jesus, do you know what I mean? Faster payments, Fed, faster payments, 2018. What are you doing? SEC and everyone else over there. What are you doing? If you've had it there laid out, IMF DLT 2016, 4 years ago. Central Bank's Progress 1, Central Bank's Progress 2. Obama document 2014, the World Economic Forum. President's Executive Order, W3C 2014, Interledger Protocol, 3 different documents, Hyperledger, Worldline, Temenos, SAP, Moneytap, Wells Fargo, BNY, RBS, Devere, Deutsche Bank, and the Everis timeline. The daddy, mate. There's actually 2 Everis documents, so let's see what's going on here. Did you see that then? Right, let's save that one. An NTT data company. Presentation. Now, this is September 2017, which this is what Digital Asset Investor went over as well, amongst other things, the other day. I had this in my DLT com presentation, you know, which is quite I don't know where to put that. Everis DLT, Everis Adoption, Edgar and Dune DLT. There's too much to even go through. There's people still questioning this. Do you know what I mean? And it's beyond me how. Again, let's just carry on. I haven't had time to watch the full digital asset investor video yet, or what SPQR did on Sunday night. Again, shout out to them lads. What they did in the space was incredible. So if I'm rehashing what went on the other day, I apologise. But again, we went through this, and DLT Con, I'll be going through them in May at LA and again in September, because it is that much of a good document for the visualization. In that respect, what I mean, we got text. We finally got some Interledger visualization in how it works. But this bad boy right here is text information and a visualization of the timeline of the plan, not only by Everis, but an NTT Data, who they shout themselves out as being from 1988. It was founded coming up with the internet. So the IP, TCP IP, 1974, what? Want that 1995? Real talk, right? eBay was founded the day I found out about email and that. The day I first walked in at Little Moss High School, 11-year-old lad, in 1995, and I saw a computer, proper computer, not no Commodore 64 or out like that, a proper computer. And you're telling me the same year eBay was founded. Thought eBay was about 2005, mate. And again, I'm not joking. This is how short that timeline feels. It looks massive there, but legitimately, from being born, I'm 84. So not long before, decade before I'm born, Apple founded, Microsoft founded, NTT Data founded. I'm actually older than NTT Data. HTTP and the World Wide Web created 89. And all of a sudden, we're here. We're talking about instant settlements of anything of value in the next 10 years. Like, crazy. So, this is what they're doing, though. They're taking the internet of data as the blueprints and the schematics to be able to build what is going to be the internet of value. From the internet of information, I like to say data, but the internet of information to the internet of value. And again, that is going to be just as impactful as that. Wait 30 years when it's Ripple that's Microsoft there. Instead of, do you know what I mean? It's R3 instead of Apple. And it's Interledger, Ethereum and Hyperledger instead of NTT Data. Once we get to 2025, 2030, that's when they will be the big boys. Make no mistake. But the really interesting bit is what we've already gone past. The 2017 to 2020, Ripple becomes the standard for international money transfers between banks. ILP becomes the standard protocol for connecting banks, cash lenders as part of Ripple software. Now, I think we can all agree that RippleNet has become the standard for cross-border payments, whether it's banks, payment providers, third parties or whatever. It's becoming the standard, and we've still got 10 months left for it to become the standard for banks. Example, the bottom. ILP becomes a standard protocol for connecting banks, cash ledgers as part of Ripple software. Interesting, the next 5 years, blockchain solutions for capital markets and trade finance emerge. R3 Corda, DAH, Fabric, etc. ILP Java becomes the interoperability standard for Hyperledger Foundation project. Again, you watch Wheatswing's little tutorial on coding. What a guy. I've still not had time to get through it. There's just too much going on. We're going to find time very soon though. But he again is teaching in Java and very simple languages. The only way you're going to get deeper than this document and the other documents in the description is the ISO migration information. You know, the timeline of the migration. They're doing different migrating to ISO 2202. I can't even remember it. It's been a while since I did a video. Let me actually get it up while I check some comments. I'm an 84 baby as well. Nice. Nice, Diesel. Nice. When something moves on XRP Ledger, does it require XRP? That's interesting. What do you mean? If you was just moving a smart contract that had no real value, I guess you wouldn't need the currency, would you? But then again, I don't really know. This is what I'm trying to say. It's all right knowing how it's going to work and seeing a vision of how and what you're going to be able to do on it. But to start saying I understand the actual mechanics of how the XRP ledger works and how it sends $5 billion worth of Bitcoin across it, I don't know. That sounds to me like a crypto version of correspondent banking myself. So they've not sent Bitcoin from one wallet A to wallet B because it would have took hours. So they sold Bitcoin for XRP, moved XRP, and then dropped Bitcoin, and then they transferred it. It's no different than the cross-border stuff that's going on. ILP might have flipped it on its own like that. XRPL might have flipped it on its own like that. I don't know. Don't know what exchange was used. Don't know how it did it. But I do know that it sounded a little bit like crypto correspondent banking, facilitated instantly or almost instantly via XRP. Yeah, basically, if you want to know, if you want to proper dig in, you need this. You need the timeline of the ISO migration, especially Swift's migration to ISO. There's a bit of information here. Again, I wasn't really planning on going through this, but look, what am I on here? 31 minutes, right? Key payments, publish my standards, cash reporting, start vendor. It's all going to be stuff that if you're not in a banking sector and you don't understand. So test portal live on my standards, payments translation, rules published. So they're done. So Q1 2020, phase 1 payments and reporting, translation rules published and translation portal live. Start customer pilot service, rah. It all doesn't seem like it really means much. But again, if you go deeper, this is the multi-messaging system. This is Swift going to the multi-hop stuff, as far as I'm aware. Again, not going to sit here and lie to you like I fully understand what I can't even remember. I say 2202, so I say it backwards, mate. Shows how much I know. But it's happening. The ISO 20022 program will change the way you send cross-border payments and reporting instructions. Find out what this means for you. Reporting instructions as well as the payments. It is the bi-directional multi-hop payment. If you dig deep, it's what it sounds like, it's what it looks like, and as far as I'm aware, it is what it is. To go beyond that and send more than a currency, you're looking at ILP. And ILP tapped right in to ISO. It's happening, and people still try to deny that it's happening. Again, internet protocol showing it as a stack, just a little different visualization. So you've got the network layer, the core layer, the transport layer, and the application layer going into the phone. And then again, it's with information on the left, value on the right. You've got card on MasterCard, Ripple, Visa, SEPA, Bitcoin, digital asset, Hyperledger, Ethereum, pushing value into Interledger Protocol through a transport layer into the application layer and to your device, wallet, wherever you wanted it to go in the first place. Receiving the value you wanted to receive. This is where we got on Hyperledger. We was beating it. I was beating the Hyperledger. Beating it, mate, and no one cared. Well, 2,000 people did. Cheers if you was one of them. But Feb this year is not the one I wanted, bruh. Feb last year, that's Scott. You blind bat. So February last year, go and have a look at this. A Hyperledger members from the document. That is not all of them. When you go to the actual Hyperledger page. And again, these are the big boys that started it off, that started the movement of all coming together and all getting in the same bed. They're like, yo, what you building? Got XRP tapped into ILP. Use Ethereum too. Nice. IOTA, as long as once they tap into ILP. Yeah. What you using, bruh? I got your own JPM coin. Nice. Tapped into Hyperledger though. Ethereum. Nice. Private on Ethereum. Sweet. Yeah. What you doing, BY Melon? Same. Your own coin. Tapped into ILP. Can use XRP. Ethereum for private. Thought so. Nice. NTT Data, IBM, R3, Digital Asset, Accenture, DTCC, SAP, Swift, you know, Huawei, Fujitsu, you know, Hitachi, JP Morgan, BNY Mellon, Bank, you know, Wells Fargo, you know, American Express, BBVA, you know, we need to carry on, CME Group. What a page that is, eh? But seriously, go and look at the rest. I've said this before. The Linux Foundation leads the biggest consortium of technology companies and financial institutions collaborating to establish DLT and blockchain technology standards. All in bed together, baby. All in bed together. It's just been one big agenda. 1980 to 2017, there's your correspondent banks, your central banks, your RTGS systems, and your local payments. Dog. Old system. Rubbish. Banks' adoption of real-time settlement. DLT. Currency, that. Not many people realise it. That's currency through ILP. Currency to currency. 50 Japanese banks are currently integrating with RippleNet through Xcurrent to make real-time payments. Xcurrent uses Interledger Protocol for making transactions across banks' ledgers. Happening now, that. Oh, yeah. But as I say, the bigger picture is after currencies. People need to realise that. I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to see some massive gains by 2023 when that ISO migration's finally done. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that is that is where we've 2017 they started stepping on the first step to actually rolling this out mainstream. Although they held it on a leash and it nearly ran away and they reined it right back in. Don't get me wrong, we've all been part of this bear market. They reined that in, yeah. But they stood on the first step, and with payments, in my opinion, and currencies were stepping off the first step and onto the second step come 2023. When that migration's done, we've stepped on to the second step. But what is the second step? Well, it's what Mark Carney says, what I said originally. We're opening up the RTGS systems. We're opening it up. Opening it up to who? To who? We're going to whack the XRP Ledger in the middle of it, mate. Yeah? And they're going to everyone. What's that? Gary Oldman. Everyone! You know what I mean? Seriously? Mr. BXRP, nice to see you. When Solo moves on XRP, already burning XRP is the gas for the movement. This is what I'm trying to say. I want some conversations with people and developers to explain these kind of questions. So, do me a favor, guys. Most of you have already done it, but join the new Twitter. It's same handle, @LoveForCrypto17. It's my personal page, been changed into the new Twitter. For anyone wondering, me and Kurt are still boom. He's still my best mate, still love him a bit. He lives up the road, yeah. He just doesn't see the business side of what I see and what my aspirations, and he just wants to take a little bit of the pressure off himself, and I fully support him. He put 99% of the work into that Twitter page, so he deserves it. I don't want to see no talk about us falling out or anything like that. I'd die for the guy tomorrow if I thought his life was in danger and I could save him. Legitimately, I love the guy a bit. So no bad talk about any of that shit or that we fell out. And we keep going and we keep moving. But yeah, do me a favour, unfollow the new page if you haven't. Drop me a DM into not only who we could get on developer-wise after Wheatswind, not only who we could get on to talk to, but how and what we're going to talk about. Coinfield guys and Solargenic, maybe get some of them on. Excuse me, the Carbon Labs guys, maybe the coder that created the Switch application that needs looking at. That. Everyone's paying. I mean, I'm included here. I'm paying Wirex fees when I need to drop a little bit out, but we need to look at that Switch because I'm pretty sure that's flipping it ILP. You just haven't got an actual application. It's desktop only. I don't think you can do it on your phone. But needs looking at. Really does need looking at. John Edwards, I'm doing good, mate. Thank you very much. Hope you're well. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours, mate. But yeah. Interledger, enabling interoperability across platforms 2020 to 2025. So, not only at the top 2020 to 2025, look. Alright? Local payments, RTGS systems, nothing. Local payments, RTGS systems, global RTGS. We're opening it up to the private sector. We're opening it up to the world. And they're going to build the bridges for us. All them going to build the bridges. As well as Ripple. You know, that one there. Right in the middle. XRP. The global RTGS system. The XRP Ledger. Yeah. Planned. The agenda. Connecting everyone. I mean, look at that on the right. You've got blockchains and distributed ledger technology platforms from Hyperledger Fabric to R3 Corda to digital asset holdings to Ethereum. We've got capital markets, Thomson Reuters, Murex, Bloomberg, Calypso, DTCC. We've got trade finance, SAP, IBM, Oracle. We've got the Internet of Things, Intel, Apple, Android, Tesla. We've got payment platforms in Apple Pay, Android Pay, PayPal, Square, Alipay. Marketplaces like Amazon, Rakuten, Alibaba Group, eBay and Airbnb. And other platforms such as Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Netflix, Uber, Coil, Cinnamon and all the rest of them when they finally get made. Zoom. Yeah, Zoom as payments. Where's payment platforms? Get Zoom on there, mate. It's going to wipe the floor with any of them. This is the bigger picture. This is the agenda. Now, we need to go back up a little bit because these only say 2025. Nothing comes out the gate going top speed. Nothing. That's to gain speed. Most things come out spinning. Car wheels spinning a little bit. Your dog's not quite got traction. You've got to get out the gate. Get traction and so the counting on the network effect when this finally happens. So from 2025 to 2030, blockchains and distributed ledger solutions mature and all asset exchange networks become interoperable with ILP. That's Endgame. Endgame. 2030. We've said that all along. We've not been hiding anything. Look, we said that right there over a year ago. Globalization. $5,000 a coin by 2030. I stand by that, mate. Don't want to throw price into it. Never wanted to throw price into this. Let's not talk about the price. That's what's possible. I don't want to talk about what's probably going to happen. It's probably only going to be so much by then, Scott. Depending on volume and that. Well, yeah, you're probably right, mate. But I'm talking possibilities. It's more than possible, more than plausible that you can see that asset going to $5,000 per coin. Even the people who start saying, "Oh, but there's so many of them." There's 100 billion of them, Scott. So, well, there's 200 billion units of the SDR, but that ain't helping, is it, bro? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the hell does it matter? Like, small-minded, short-term thinking, like it was said in the beginning. Like, you need to look at the bigger picture, look down the line, like the bankers will. Bankers don't think 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. Banks are thinking in decades. Make no mistake, it's happening, whether people like it or not. And these documents have been there for everyone to see. It's not as if they're hard to find. They're really not that hard to find. I mean, if we just go to Google, watch this. 2 minutes of reading one night, mate. Right, that was good typing now. I'm usually dog at typing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 PDFs on the first page. Interledger PDF. All I did was Google Interledger PDF, and I got 8 on the first page. I'm gutted I can't find the original. That original Everis document was actually a Ripple document, and I've seen it in multiple forms, from Interledger's version of it to Everis's version of it to the W3C's version of it. It's been out there for a hell of a long time. But the main thing people need to get to grips with was the W3C aspect. I mean, you can go through these documents and you can kind of get a timeline of when it was done, because you can see the team members and the partners growing as they move along, and the board of directors, and that changes. But again, board of advisors, just going to throw them out there because they're early ones as well. But we've got Federal Reserve, Microsoft, DTCC, the White House, Department of Treasury, all in the same bed, as said. Interledger white paper released in October 2015, open standard for connecting any type of ledger. W3C community group with 220 plus members, now 300 plus on the documents. Again, what we try to solve, the world's changed. We'll see the globalization documentaries all about this. The Internet of Things, as I've said, once we get 5G, the Internet of Things regulation with the Internet of Value, it's going to absolutely explode into maturity. Again, looking at post-2023 for that. Money is just data. So why does it not move like data? The internet working, interoperability. So, this. Early 90s. Let's talk about this today. Does anyone remember the 3G dongles? The 3G dongles. Sergio, as often as I really can, mate. As often as I really can. Thank you, Scott. It's not clear to me even how that works. Appreciate it. Yeah, Mr. BXRP. We've all got to be honest, mate. There's no point in coming on a camera and being like, yeah, I know how that works, mate. I'm going to sell a course about it next week. Drop by it. No point. Let's not beat around the bush and lie about what we know. We can have the vision and you can know how to use this in business and know how to take yourself forward using it. But at the end of the day, it's harder than a lot of us can work out, which is again why I want some conversations with other people about it. But Internet of Value in its current state, before they start winding down and end it, Internet of Value in its current state is where the internet was in the 90s. It's looking for reach. And it needs reach. Doesn't just need liquidity. Don't just need volume. Don't just need this. Don't just need that. It needs reach, man. It needs reach. People can moan all they want about, just another corridor. Just another corridor, but what's it really doing? Just another corridor, but what's it really doing? Well, I'll tell you what it's doing. It's expanding the reach of ILP, IOV, and XRP. Right? Global payments today, reach is what matters. So you imagine in the 90s, we can get you internet here, we can get you internet there, we can get you internet there, we can get you internet there, we can get you internet there. There's people like, I can't wait to get internet here, can't wait to, yes, got internet here. What happens when you get the internet? What you cared about then? Once they've reached you, what you cared about then? Speed then, innit? You're like, you're alright, Virgin, yeah, you've reached me, but you're faster than Sky, because they've reached me as well now. Yeah? Going to be the same on the ILP, across ILP. once you've reached me with ILP, which asset's the fastest? I'm talking speed now, bruh. I want speed now, not just reach. It's gonna go. It's the way it will go. So again, Infinity is the fastest internet provider in the nation. The fastest internet provider in the nation. Super fast internet. Goodbye slow downloads. America's fastest, most consistent and most reliable internet. The future of broadband exists. That's sick. In information networks, it's all about speed, cost, reliability, and simplicity. We're already the biggest, we're already the best, we've already more members, we've already offered more services, the biggest, more members, more services. Reach over speed, cost, quality. Internet working changes the game. That isn't reach over speed, cost, quality, it's reach before speed, cost, quality. Although Ripple really pulled it out of the bag when they created XRP at its speed, cost, and quality and reliability, and now they're kind of working on the reach. It is absolutely unbelievable what they've done, going all the way back to the call for information, where it was just the little Ripple protocol, yeah. Now Interledger Protocol. I mean, I'm pretty sure somewhere in here it says even playing field. No, it says level. You can level the playing field. There we go. The goal is to provide clarity without stifling the promises of technologies. Instead, smart regulations can level the playing field, legitimize a burgeoning industry, and empower entrepreneurs. Empower entrepreneurs. This is what I keep trying to say to you. There's business opportunities in this when it comes to it. And they know the payment networks were disconnected. We know they're disconnected. We know how they're going to be connected. Again, how it works. Feel free to come and have a little read. The little like Alice, Chloe and Bob, and see how they're going to move the money in that. See how it works. Bilateral connections don't scale. Closed off walled gardens. Networks do scale. But there isn't always a direct connection. We need multi-op. See, it's showing you. It's not like it doesn't show you in a way. And there's more. There's way more than this. You can go extremely technical. Nearly forgot about this bad boy. This is what we're winding down on. Oh, September 15th, 2017. Yeah, this ain't dream. This is not a dream, is it, mate? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a dream come true to be able to get this kind of information. Don't get me wrong, but if this was happening in the 80s, pre-internet, yeah, all the way up there, if this was happening here, in any bit of that, before 97s and all this stuff, where it was really hard to search online and you was lucky if you found anything, mostly had to go to the library. Absolutely crazy where we've come now to think that someone just emails someone this and it gets put online, or they do a presentation of it and someone else finds it online and gets shared here and there, and before you know it, you're reading documents that you wouldn't have, that you'd have never dreamed to be able to get hold of. Will blockchain change the world? Of course. So look at this here. Started in May 2015 with decision of experimenting on Ripple. Pilot of cross-currency payments. Cross-currency, not cross-border. Cross-currency payments in production. Fully integrated with legacy systems with real money. Proof of concept on supply chain finance. Forex trades, confirmation matching. R3. Active participation in their labs and different projects, i.e. Project Argent. KCB, Consortium of European Banks. Everis blockchain offering, we've got the Ripple solution. Everis implements the Ripple solution to enable banks to conduct real-time and bilateral settlement of funds. With Ripple, banks can access the Ripple consensus ledger, a blockchain that functions as a global cross-currency RTGS system, the global one. The global RTGS system, woo woo! and liquidity marketplace. Ripple's technology is the most advanced settlement system in the industry. Where's that? Where's? Do you know what? Where that lighter? It's done, mate. Done. It's a done deal, yo. It's over. It's over. The Interledger Protocol is the open internet standard for connecting ledgers. It is a neutral and open protocol stack. As we pointed out before, it's the stack. Same way the internet was built for bridging banks, blockchains, digital wallets, and other types of ledgers. Everis, Ripple, and NTT Data are collaboratively working on the Java implementation of the Interledger Protocol. Hyperledger Fabric and RC Core. I don't know why that's blacked out there, but I know. I'm in the know, so I know. Why they blacked it out and still wrote it. Corda and Hyperledger Fabric have been engineered to enable shared and authoritative systems of record for financial agreements. They are the most advanced platforms for recording, storing, and maintaining financial industry level smart contracts to represent and reconcile financial contracts between parties. Everis aims to become the best Corda and Hyperledger Fabric system integrator for banks. Will blockchain change the world? Yeah, damn right. Yeah, damn right. Trust the machine. Trust the machine. It will change our life more than the internet. 1988 forecasting. So said right at the beginning, let's not go all the way back to 1998. Get ready for the one world currency. I mean, if you wanna dive into that, we got that there. The master plan. Get ready for the new one world currency. The phoenix rising from the ashes of the next financial crash, mate. Trusting the machine, our technology. I wouldn't mind reading what's actually in them too and compare them. You know, the actual volumes whenever it was released. It's how the actual countries just going to be using their own CBDC. Also, isn't Neo better return considering China's potential backing? Right. Let me get this CBDC thing out of the way here. Let me get this out of the way. You're gonna still have this, mate. So go and Google this. Triffin's dilemma. The Triffin's paradox. It's a conflict of economic interest that arise between two short-term domestic and long-term international objectives for countries whose currencies serve as a global reserve currencies. This dilemma was identified in the 60s by Belgian-American economist Robert Triffin, who pointed out that the country's currency, being a global reserve currency foreign nations wish to hold, must be willing to supply the world with an extra supply of its currency to fulfill the world demand for these foreign exchange reserves, thus leading to a trade deficit. Thus leading to the UN, to China, to the EU, and everyone else calling for a new reserve currency. So if we go to CBDCs, where's the reserve currency? What's the exchange? What's the unit of exchange? Oil's priced by the dollar, gold's priced by the dollar. If it's not the dollar, what is it? If we just go to the Chinese yuan, is the Americans happy? If we go to the euro, is Britain happy? If we go to the pound, is Africa happy? We go to Russia, is Australia happy? When are you going to be happy? What makes them happy? I'll tell you what makes them happy, mate. An open source protocol that protects everyone using it and doesn't stop any asset. It actually promotes the use of multiple assets in a level playing field. And I mean a level playing field that's actually been planned for a very long time. 2014, letter to the Treasury. From Blockchain Revolution. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've gone through this document before, but there's the Gartner hype cycle for emerging technologies. If someone wants to screenshot that, it's an epic. Just, mate, seriously, go and have a look at that. In fact, look on the right. Plateau will be reached in less than 2 years, 2 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, more than 10 years. So a plateau of the technology. So smart dust, 4D printing, blah, blah, blah. It's all starting with 10 years plus. Neuromorphic hardware, deep reinforcement learning, human augmentation, 5G, serverless PaaS, what's that? Something as a service. Serverless, what's PaaS? Something as a service. P privacy as a service. Serverless privacy as a service. Plateau 2 to 5 years. Digital twin, digital twin, VR, oh my days. Quantum computing, volumetric displays, brain computer interface, conventional user interface, smart workspace, augmented data discovery, edge computing, smart robots, IoT platform, virtual assistants, connected home, deep learning, machine learning, autonomous vehicles, 10 years out, more than 10 years, nanotube electronics, 5 to 10 years, cognitive computing, blockchain. I mean, they've actually added some of this on here, mate. Virtual reality down there, got augmented reality. I mean, I feel like we're not even that far away from augmented reality. Why the hell is that not? What the hell's Smart Dust doing over there? Of 4D printing and augmented reality and virtual reality are all the way over there. It's all that about makes no sense. But the fact of the matter is, mate, some of that on there, we're about to go into Star Trek or something. Do you know what I mean? Some of that's just crazy. A foundational, not disruptive technology. The impact will be enormous. Blockchain will create a foundation for our economic and social system. The very first digital revolution. Process of adoption will be gradual and steady, not sudden. You've got to gain traction. Network effect. It will require more time than initially expected. Expect the Everis timeline to be pushed on a little bit. As said, 17 to 2020. Ripple has not quite yet, or it doesn't appear to become the international standard for transfers between banks. But who knows? Like I say, we've got 10 months left yet. Internet took 30 years to have real disruptive business models. Today, half of the companies with higher value have internet-driven platform-based business models. Physical scale and unique IP no longer configure unbeatable advantages. Economic leaders and enterprises that act as keystones, proactively organizing, influencing, and coordinating widespread networks of community users and organizers. From a digital currency to a platform of digital transformation. These throwing it right out, aren't they, basically? Regardless of vendor claims, Gartner anticipates that through 2018, 85% of projects with blockchain in their titles will deliver business value without actually using a blockchain. I've read that before. I remember reading it. I'm going to wind it down, guys, but it will not be the last bit of documents that we go through. It was just a little start to highlight the agenda, and I'll be carrying it on through more and more documents. So much to go over, but I want to look at Hyperledger. I really want to look at Hyperledger with people. So again, I've added them in the playlist that this video will be added to as soon as it actually lets me add it to someone. Don't put an advert on the number, so not be people. You'll be able to buy McDonald's with a Fortnite skin in the end, mate. Never mind one drop of XRP. I'll be able to buy a Mackie D's with that, mate. I'll just walk in, put a QR code on it, start a smart contract. You won't be able to walk in with it, but if you own a smart contract of value, which ILP can drop on another marketplace where it will get picked up, and then that value gets thrown back in the other direction. Oh, mate, you can spend anything you want in Tesco's on that Snickers then. Get your Fortnite skin out that you won last night and buy yourself a Snickers. Hyperledger. Do you know what I mean? Seriously. Founding member of the Linux Foundation's Hyperledger project since early 2016. A Swift integration partner since 2013. And they're all getting in bed together. Will not be the end, guys. Going to break down Hyperledger and the Internet of Value a little more moving forward. Hopefully, Zoom's out in the next couple of weeks and we can get a chat with Wheatswind on the go for some inner workings of his platform, his app, and how he plans on integrating ILP further in the future with any updates, and how he sees ILP moving anything of value through smart contracts. Is it something he's going to work on with his app? And is Zoom going to be able to flip a house for a car for me through ILP? Or will Zoom just be mainly currency and digital assets, and I'll have to go to another app that someone makes to be able to flip my car for my house or my TV for the chair? Anything of anything. Payments by anyone in anything to anywhere. Said it before, say it again. It's a good slogan, and it's Internet of Value, baby. You better believe that. Turkish people buy crypto on Binance. You still not buy. See what I mean? He just put everyone. He's just cog in the machine, aren't they? It's wrong. And apps like Zoom. Hopefully you'll get on Zoom soon, mate, and you won't even need excuse me. You won't need Binance and that, then, mate. You'll need an exchange to trade if you're going to trade with leverage and do a bit of margin trading and stuff, but with regards to actually purchasing crypto and cashing out, Zoom's going to be what you want. Zoom is going to be what you want. Cheers, Johnny K. Really appreciate, mate. Dave, Ryan, John, Daniel, James, John, David, Johnny. Yeah. Daniel Clapton. Good to see you, Stan. Rob Fart Gonzo. Keep being positive. I will, mate. I will. Interoperable. Right. Liquidity. Liquidity is how I would say liquidity normal. Liquidity. Or if you're going to announce the T, liquidity. So interoperability. This is what I mean by usually reading me head. So when I'm reading out loud, I've had to ridiculously change how I read. Because usually I'd read interoperability as interoperability, liquidity. Do you know what I mean? 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 Sapning. What's happening? Sapning. How we talk. It's weird. It is weird. It'll take a little bit to get used to with people. But can't change how I talk, sadly. Don't eat Mackies. It's. Whoa, chat. Did someone give a donation? Sorry, I missed that if someone did. Cheers if you did. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. If not, it's just off adverts because it's telling me there's a little bit of there's a piece of pie there. Yeah, and I appreciate you all coming in to the chat. We will dig in deeper very, very soon. Shout out to Digital Asset Investor for getting the true vision and plan of Internet of Value back out there. Get to the Love for Crypto channel, baby. You're already on it. Get to the playlist, I meant. Get to the playlists. And have a ganders at Kurt's master plan. And remember to check out the rest of the videos too. Especially Economic Machine and Globalization. Because we legitimately, we made them a hell of a long... It feels like legitimately, if I think back to making them, it feels like a hell of a long time ago. So, yeah, it'd mean a lot if people can go and give them another view and maybe share them around Twitter again. Been a pleasure. But I need to go and have my tea, but I love doing this. I could go live at all times, me. I've got a thing where I might actually start wearing a microphone at all times and see if people start acting differently in front of me. The liars and all the people who cheat people and all that will never want to see me ever again, and I think I'm fine with that. It's kind of a way of getting the bad blood out of your life, so to speak. Just walk around recording everything. Just go, yeah, just before you start talking, I just want to let you know I'm recording everything. And it's going on the internet. So, check yourself. Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Have a great week. Great week. Smash its face in. If it tries getting you down and kicks you, kick it back, man. Kick it back. Get in the streams. Engage. Give us a comment. Drop us a DM if you're feeling down. I'll try and pick you up a little bit. We all have them down days. We all make mistakes. Shit happens. We've got to try and pick ourselves up and move forward. So yeah, let's ignore the FUD, block out the negativity, get happy, guys. I'm sat in the corner of a bedroom in my mum's house at 35 years old, and I'm happier than I've ever been, thanks to you. Granted, a little bit of me doing the content and that, but guys, if there was no one watching, I don't know how long I'd do it for, so I appreciate it. And give it a share about, let everyone know that there'll be more content on the agenda of Internet of Value and the maturity moving forward. As I said early on in the video, I will try and do a nightly stream, but I can't make any promises. Anything can happen with work and getting home late and stuff like that. So roll on the day I can do this full time, from an office environment, and then we are rocking. Been a pleasure. Click like, click share, click subscribe. Show your mum, show your dad, show your sister, show your girlfriend, show your boyfriend. And stay happy, stay positive. Mwah. I'm ending it now. I need to go and have my tea. Sorry. Thanks for watching. I love you. We love crypto. We love XRP. We love IOV. And I love you for taking the time out of your day to watch me. Cheers.